we know one of the most difficult things is the ability to know when to pull the trigger. You pull too soon, you miss opportunity. You wait too late, the bottom seems to always fall out. Frustration sets in, and that's never a good mindset for making good decisions. And so here at Main Street, we've taken our forecasting abilities, the stuff that Bob just went through, and we've created a software called MarketVision that helps you with some of those decisions that I just talked about. So we're looking at the actual application right now, and this is our market page inside the software. And here up top, I'll just point out that you can choose through an elevator search, you can choose any delivery point that you would like, whatever is your most advantageous market. It will give you the harvest price and the harvest basis. And that obviously lets you know the prices that you can make your next sale at. It also has some applications in our dashboard that I'll talk about here in a little bit. The rest of the lay of the land is, this is December futures over time, the yellow. And this is how you move time through the crop year. And then here are our sell and hold windows. So green is a sell window, blue is you're leaving a sell window, and the orange or reddish color is a hold window. So very, very simple in terms of how we do it, but very powerful in terms of the results. And so let's just take a look at what's happened so far in the 2020 growing season. So to start with, I've got to go all the way back to harvest of 2019. So while we were harvesting the 2019 crop, MarketVision, which is a data science product that uses algorithms and technical analysis to decide these windows, had said, hey, let's make our first sale for the 2020 crop back in the October timeframe. And then we had a second window shortly thereafter around Christmas, first part of the year, another window. Both of those sales, had you pulled the trigger, would have had futures values north of $4, which of course is very advantageous to what we're looking at today. I think it's important to point out here that we're a risk intelligence business. We're simply using the data to show you the opportunity. We are not telling you how much to sell, how to sell it, who to sell it to. There's a whole bunch of professionals and people that you have in your corner today that you trust to help make those decisions. We're just putting another tool in your toolbox that's driven by data to help you with those selling windows and opportune times of when to sell. Now, as we move on through the growing season, we all know we had something that nobody in the world could ever expect. A global pandemic, COVID-19, caused a huge drop in futures prices, along with the stock market crash and just the unknown of what's happening with this disease. And we lost 40, 50 cents in a matter of about a month and a half. If you were fortunate enough to pull the trigger during any of that time frame, I don't know too many people that did, but if you were, bully for you. But the product then leveled out and had another window here when we rallied back around the 1st of June. We got back above 340, I believe maybe 345 was the high in that time frame. We had another small window there where the product said pull the trigger. And then here, most recently, you know, the one that's on all of our minds, USDA took 5 million acres out of planted corn. The board screamed higher. The product did what it should do. It said, hey, sell corn. And now we've screened lower, and we're probably going to be out of this sell window very, very soon based on what's been going on with the markets. I think we're around unchanged today so far. But again, it's a simple process, but yet valuable. You can back test this, and we've back tested it back to 2012. And over a 7-year period, it has substantial gains over average USDA average prices, around 25 cents a bushel following these sell signals. So it's simple, but it brings value too. I'm going to shift back to the dashboard then. This is probably, while there's a lot of value on that page, this is probably my personal favorite page of the application, because it's a dynamic view of what your farm's profitability is at any point in time. And let me explain how it does that. So down here, I've entered in, this is actually my family farm in Menard County in central Illinois. I've entered in some farms on one of our farms that I've labeled Davis Farms. And you can do this by farm or you can do it by county. I chose to do it by farm. And so we take all the information that Bob just showed us to get to that national yield or state or county yield, and we actually forecast at the field level. So this Davis Farms 1 field, when I entered it, I said it should average around 220 bushels. However, with the good growing conditions that we've had, we are actually forecasting that 10 bushels higher at 230 bushels. We're doing that for all the fields, and they are accumulating up here to this 129,000 bushels, which is my anticipated production on this 586 acres. And what we can do then is create what I call a daily live percent sold number. So I've made sales, I followed those recommendations that I just showed you, and I'm 50% sold at about a 372, 373 average price. But that is against a growing or shrinking crop. So you don't have to make sales for your percent sold to change. If your crop gets bigger, your crop gets smaller, your percent sold is going to change. And I really like the value this can bring someone in a large crop, because if you're keeping pace with your crop size and keeping your percent sold where you want it to be, that's going to lead to additional dollars to your bottom line, assuming that a big crop pushes prices lower by the time we get to October. Another way to say it is, I'd rather know I've got an extra 20 bushels in July than I would to find out in October when I run the combine, because I've lost marketing opportunity generally over that time frame gap. So a lot of value with this right here. I know we're over time a little bit here, so I'm going to quickly wrap up. In these boxes, we're creating a projected profit, a daily projected profit of the farm. We put in a gross cost per acre. That gives us a cost per bushel. And then here, we are taking the 50% sold price, and we're taking the other 50% that isn't sold yet, and we're going to value it at the delivery point that I chose on the market page. And we take the fall price and we sell the other 50%, and then we get a weighted price per bushel of $3.46. And from there, we can easily then decide what the projected revenue would be and then what my projected profit would be. So if I sold all the remaining 50% of this 129,000 bushels at last night's closing price, and if my cost is correct, this would be, and the forecast is correct, this would be the projected profit for the farm. So it paints a picture every day of what's going on, because in real life, everything's moving, right? My crop's getting bigger or smaller, futures are going up or down, basis is moving, my best delivery point is changing, and all of that, this software keeps up with better than anything I've ever seen to paint that picture of what your profitability is on your farming operation, leading to more informed grain marketing decisions.